Hello everybody, welcome back to the Malbeefance channel. This is turn 25, or excuse me, episode 25 of our series replay for Strategic Command WW2 War in the Pacific. Um, I really do believe this is the end of the game, and I apologize if this is the last turn. I should have just kept going on the previous turn and finished everything up. But I wasn't sure if it would be the end of the game, but I think it is going to be. If it does, I apologize for dragging it out like that. It was not my intention. That's actually just a result of my lack of experience with this particular Strategic Command version of the War in the Pacific, because I'm used to World at War. This is my first time playing through um, War in the Pacific. All right, so let me go ahead and advance the turn, and who knows, this may be it. Because I was looking over the victory conditions, and for the Japanese, I have all of the objective X's that I need with the capture of Canberra, um, and here we go, and Chungking. Okay, so capturing the two of them plus other hexes such as Singapore and a few others. So those are all the objective hexes that I needed. The other thing was having American morale down below 60%, and so it's at 46. So I'm led to believe that this is going to be the end. So let me go ahead and advance a turn. We'll see what happens. If it is the end of the game, well, I'll roll with it. We'll go from there. All right, so Japan celebrates capture Canberra, obviously. UK morale falls due to the lost Canberra. Australian morale falls due to the lost Canberra. Okay, Australia moves government to Melbourne. Personally, I'd have taken it all the way over to Perth, seeing as how I got troops right here, but hey, that's just me. All right, Australia mobilizes home defense. They should have been doing that a long time ago. All right, my raiders are disrupting shipping near Melbourne somehow. And Allied raiders disrupting my supplies coming into Japan. Advanced fighter development up to 72%. Anti-submarine warfare makes level 1. And we got here anti-aircraft defense up to 50%. There's our ledger for the up-and-coming turn. And that's it. Japanese supreme victory. Wow. I'll tell you what, around episode 5 through 10, I really wasn't sure this was going to happen. So now the scorecard here, from talking to some folks, both on Steam and through YouTube here on the videos, there's this is fluff. Okay. Um, I guess some people really find this useful. I honestly don't. I don't see where it helps me. Okay. But still, though, it's nice they throw it up there because I'm sure there's somebody that can use this. So, all right, so let's go ahead and have a look. I want to see what the allies have got out there. This right here, okay? So this is one of the biggest nightmares that I was waiting on. Right here is the American fleet. Look at this. Look at this. Two heavy carriers, or excuse me, three fleet carriers, an escort carrier, two super battleships, modern battleship Massachusetts, modern battleship Alabama. So what do we got? Corps, couple of Marine divisions, Marine air wings. So those are medium bombers, strategic bombers, fighters. So there's a massive force back here, and for some reason, they didn't bring it across. I mean, this alone matches everything that I've got right here, and it probably even surpasses it. Because all I've got, well, I mean, yeah, my carriers are close by. I've got some extra support ships close by. But, I mean, that would have been one heck of a naval battle. And then even if I'd won, I was going to take some serious lumps. Probably would have ended the Imperial Japanese Navy as an effective fighting force. So now defending southeastern Australia. So we've got an Australian corps, and I guess you would call those Australian Marines. There's a U.S. corps, General Vandergriff. So those are strategic bombers, and those are medium bombers. That garrison. What else we got in Australia? So that Marine division up there. What the hell is General Blarn? Why is he all the way out here? Sometimes the computer doesn't make any sense to me. So we got Okay, so we got some U.S. naval forces over here by Perth. Decent task force there. Here's a British task force. They've taken some damage out here in the Timor Sea. Heavily damaged British submarine. Dutch destroyer, not in the best of shape. So, yeah, I mean, okay, so the Allies have still got a pretty good navy. So, I mean, they could have organized this and really messed me up. Over here in India, what do we got? So, nothing down here around Ceylon. If I had had the opportunity to get a couple of heavy units over here, a couple of Marine Corps units over here, maybe we could have taken the island. And so there was another one of my nightmares. One of the things I was worried about is the amount of force that was being put into the defense of India. And it looks like I was partially right. I mean, that's a pretty good force. It's just that I've done some damage to the frontline units. So it might not look like all that much. You know, it may look like a match for me, but not a force that I can't handle. But we've been doing damage to it. We've wiped out a number of units. So they still had a good force over here. And that's all that's left that's preventing my Southeast Asia force from linking up with my South China force. So now the Nationalist Chinese Army, I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's still a decent force, but they can't be everywhere at once. That's the problem. So I've got two good forces pushing in from the north and then up from the south, and then my holding force over here in the center. So all the fighting that we've done down here in the center, I mean, just fighting through Wuhan and Changsha to get to Chongqing, there's a lot of casualties going on there. So is that 14th Air Force? Yes, it is. So they did survive. They're still out there. Communist Chinese forces. So they only have the one army there. I think I wiped out two armies. All right, so what have the Russians been building up? So we got a pretty good force up here. And I'm not going to attempt. Oh, okay, so they left the border with Manchuria pretty bare. I mean, not that it matters because I don't have anything in there defending it. So even this small force would have just walked right over Manchuria. All right, so yeah, so here at New Britain, so we got a couple of Marines, an Army Corps, and that garrison. I guess we've been holding them up, constantly beating down that port. All right, this is just insane. I mean, they should have brought that force against me. So what do we got up here? The Washington and a Canadian destroyer, Canadian maritime bombers. Yeah, so man, together this is a killer force. They could have really put the hurt on me bringing that down here. I don't know why the computer didn't do it, but I'm not complaining because it managed to help me get a victory. So, and America's making over 600 production points. So, all right. One thing I want to look at here. So, we didn't take much in the way of losses. So, overall, 14, most of them naval. Australians took a lot of ground losses, not a lot of naval losses, but then again, I don't think they had a big navy to begin with. Oh, yeah, so only one communist Chinese army, three garrisons. Now, the nationalist Chinese, holy smokes, 20 corps, 14 armies. Wow. Naturally, the USSR didn't lose anybody. They weren't involved in the fight. In the United States, look at that, 108 units lost. 3 headquarters, 13 corps, 10 special forces. That would be the Marine Corps. 2 paratroopers. 5 tank units. 6 maritime bombers. 12 battleships. A battle cruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 light cruisers, 11 destroyers. Just those 3 carriers in that first battle. 20 transports and 4 amphibious transports. That's a huge victory for me right there. Just stopping that. I mean, that's 24 ground units that probably was easily half the Imperial Japanese Army. Britain, 1 HQ, 5 corps, 2 fighter groups, 3 battleships, 1 battle cruiser, 1 destroyer, 1 carrier, 1 PT boat. So, all right, one last thing I'd like to look at. Everybody else's research. Now here, the red ones are the ones I maxed out on. Okay, so now, all right, so I mean there's only like one level, to, 2 in command and control. So I'm going to bet everybody maxed out here. So same thing, artillery weapons, infantry weapons. You only got the 1 or 2 levels, so I'm guessing pretty much everybody's going to max out there. Yep. And nationalist China. Okay, so not as, where's their, I guess they were putting a lot into advanced fighters and then the usual stuff that everybody else is. Keep from getting too far behind in the command and control stuff. That's a surprise. The United States does not have, they're not even working on level 2 weapons. That's a surprise. So really pushing amphibious warfare. And the usual suspects, industrial technology, production. So where is advanced fighters? Yeah, they were pushing that too. Not surprised. All right, and finally the UK. Yep, usual suspects. All right. All right, well, I mean, that's it. Okay, so where do we go from here? What I would like to do, um, I'd like to flip the script. I'd like to try and, for the next run, I'd like to go ahead and play as the Allies, because I haven't done that yet. I'd like to see how it looks from their side. Um, I'm sure pretty much most of the folks that have been following along with me, especially those that have been following since the early days of World War One. Um, I'll bet you folks probably want me to do World at War. I mean, I'm not averse to it. My thing with World at War is that um, those turns are going to take a while. So if I want to keep the videos down around 30 minutes, I'm not sure if I can get a whole turn, definitely not 2 turns done. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to game it out behind the scenes and see what happens. Um, just shooting from the hip, I'm thinking that a single turn, both myself and the computer, is going to be anywhere between 35 and 45 minutes. So we'll end up only having 1 turn per episode because I don't want to go to a full hour. And if 1 turn is over 30 minutes, then that means if I go and stick with my habit of 2 turns per video, then we're looking at anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. And I'm not. I really don't think that's going to hold people's attention. If you disagree with me, drop it in the comments. Let me know. If you are willing to sit around and listen to me drone on that long, go ahead and let me know. Um, but anyways, I'd like to try and flip this and play the Allied side for War in the Pacific. If that's what you're interested in, go ahead and let me know. If you have a different um, suggestion, you want to see World at War, yeah, let me know. If there's something else uh, that you'd like me to take a shot at, as long as I've got the game or I can get it easily enough, sure, I'll be happy to play through it. Um, just as a just as a side note, um, and I'm not trying to plug anything here. There's an actual reason why I bring this up. Steam's um, autumn sale. They had a number of games that I was interested in. They're kind of older games, but they were down. I mean, they were stupid cheap. So things like Distant Galaxies or Distant Worlds and um, Emperor of the Fading Suns. Those are big 4X games that are a bit on the old side. And but the thing is, though, they still hold up today. They're still pretty good games, and I've always been interested in getting my hands on them. And thanks to Steam's sale, I was able to get a hold of them pretty cheaply. And so I've been trying to teach myself those 2 games. There's a couple of others that I had picked up. Now, this is not an old game, but it is one that I wasn't willing to spend a lot of money on, and that is Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. And now, I'm a huge fan of the original series, and so naturally, I would have liked the game to have more of the original series designs in it, but because of how short-lived the original series was, you can only go so far with those designs. So naturally, they had to go and put in the reimagined series designs because you got a lot more room there to play around, make a lot more ship designs, that sort of thing. And that's another game that I was able to pick up relatively cheap, and I'm slowly learning my way through that. So these are some other things that some of you might be interested in, because I get the impression that the vast majority of you are more into the grand strategy games than you are in the 4X games. Okay, and if there's somebody out there that doesn't know the difference between the two, grand strategy is exactly what you're looking at here with Strategic Command. A 4X game, what it does is it takes this and it adds resource gathering to it, and a bit more of the exploration and expansion uh, aspect of the game. Okay, going out and uncovering the map, that sort of thing. So, yeah, so a 4X game is basically grand strategy taken to the next level. Is probably the simplest way to go ahead and say it. But um, so there's a couple of options. If you're interested, another game that I'd like to revisit sometime is Fleet Commander Pacific. Now, the developers of that game, my feeling is they've pretty much given up on it. They're not going to finish it. Um, the game still has some bugs in it. I have a feeling that that game would be absolutely spectacular if you were playing it hot seat. Okay, one player versus another player. Okay, one side playing the Imperial Japanese Navy, the other guy playing the Allied Navy in the Pacific. Instead of playing against the computer, because the computer has its limits. There are some bugs that the computer just can't figure its way around, um, which makes it predictable. But I still really like the game. It's based on the Avalon Hill tabletop game Victory in the Pacific, and Fleet Commander Pacific does a pretty decent job of representing its what's the word I'm looking for? Its inspiration. Okay. Um, so yeah, so there's a game that I'd like to revisit now that I've figured out sound a little bit better. Um, so and then one other option that I'd put up in earlier, uh, not sorry, losing my train of thought there. Polls, that's it. Um, I put it up in earlier polls. That would be a old LucasArts game, Star Wars Rebellion. Okay, or as it's called in the UK, Star Wars. Uh, I think it's called Star Wars Supremacy is what they call it in England, because for some strange reason, the name Rebellion is offensive, triggering, whatever you want to call it. Um, so, anyways, but that game is somewhere between Grand Strategy and 4X. Okay, because you have to build the factories, you have to build up the mines and the refineries and things like that. But you get to command either the Galactic Empire or the Rebel Alliance. The game picks up right after the destruction of the first Death Star, and you play it out on the galaxy, the Star Wars galaxy. And one of the things that I've gotten a couple of years back, there is a person in Steam who has fixed the game so that it works in modern OS. Okay. Um, and the AI is a little bit better as well. So there's some options. Obviously, you folks are free to throw in your own ideas on what you'd like to see next, and I'll be looking for that down in the comments on this particular episode. Again, sorry, I didn't mean to drag out um, War in the Pacific. I didn't realize that the turn was there. The game was going to end when I advanced the turn this time through. Like I said, because it's just my limited knowledge playing the game. This is my first time playing through, and my first time playing as the Japanese. As I've mentioned before, playing World at War, playing the Axis side in World at War is a different experience than what it is here in War in the Pacific. Okay, so anyways, enough pathetic excuses from me. I appreciate all of you following along with me. I can't believe we've actually made it to 90 subscribers as of this recording. So it'd be cool to make it to 100. Anybody's got any ideas what to do as a little bit of a celebration for 100 subscribers, let me know. Um, I'm going to take a little bit of time off and try and learn some more about post production so I can do these videos a little bit better. Uh, I know some people out there like the fact that I'm doing these videos. You're pretty much getting to see the raw footage. I know there's some people out there that like that because it's not hiding anything. You get to see the mistakes. It's an old term is keeping it real. Okay, you get to see all the flubs. Uh, you know, you you get to see the victories and the defeats at the exact same time that I do. Okay, so but I really would like to get into post production and start doing that in order to make these a little bit smoother, make them a little bit more polished. So I'm going to try and learn a few tricks with that. If anybody has any really good videos that they would recommend on doing things like post production, um, I'd appreciate it. Um, a few people have already made some suggestions. To give you an example, if you go back and check a few earlier episodes, Far S, uh, he went ahead and recommended a video where the person doing the video, they were talking about how to be better with your microphone usage so you're not whistling on the microphone and stuff like that. You don't have a lot of background hiss going on. It's a great video. Unfortunately, with my teeth, um, I'm not able to get rid of the hissing as much as I'd like to. In order for me to be able to clear that out, I'd have to go ahead and get a pretty expensive microphone, and I'm just not. I am not that affluent to go ahead and do that. Maybe if this channel takes off, something I had never intended to do, then yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and do it. But right now, I'm just looking for a little bit of additional polish with post production. Like maybe do voiceover um, instead of, that way I'm not pausing as much, I'm not umming as much. So, maybe take time to write myself a little bit of script, do better that way. So, all right. Well, anyways, that's about it. Appreciate you all being here. If you've made it this far, please leave a like, drop a comment. It helps grow the channel. If you know somebody who likes this kind of content, go ahead and please share this video with them. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I go ahead and drop a video. And thanks again, and I will see you on the next one.